Welcome, it's Intuitive Jakob here. Have a look at these three piles. Each one has a different crystal specimen. We have the Green Aventurine, the Moldavite, and the Red Tiger's Eye. Which one speaks to you? Alright, we'll catch you on the inside of the view. Greetings! It's Intuitive Jakob back to do an opportunity reading about Mercury being in the sign of Aquarius as of today. For the next few, I can't say week on this. It's going to be a strong time for a lot of you, especially if you've been paying attention to the collection of what got pH balanced in the frequency harmonics of 7 under the watch of Mars, who was never abbreviated for the stars to go right, with no fault lines to inherit, for donate ions, AI tech to VR you, to make like a tree and burn like the leaves and the forest that didn't get torched in Narnia by somebody who might have felt lucky about their trick to elongate smells and think that it would stick by twisting things. 12 different ways to strangulate you on the week while they learn to walk on you instead. And why there might have been holes in the Schumann resonance field. Schumann, name. Who went to steal that gold and claim a name to go upside down in the cinematography game that's now very well under quarantine thanks to stranger things than me that came along to create 0-point resonance baby halo fields, where now those that were tracked in zero space for trying to drop into false claims on souls to be chaired as bit to rents, like the pupils observing in your head in the era of thank you for advanced home security. You have been witnessed at 0 point. Now, we've got a really cool way to energetically seize up those who tried to take something that wasn't theirs in the first place. Many of you all are becoming activated in a very special throat chakra way that's protected in the baby halos of hypersentience, and that's what these readings are for. Want to get brave day? Let's see what Mercury's got in store for us. I've got 3 crystal specimens below. I'm going to talk to you about those next, and then we're going to pick some decks. Catch you on the inside. Greetings! If you're here, you are interested in the first deck, which is right here before us, with the Green Aventurine. So, here's what we got. 5-card reading. This first card here in the center is what your present situation is. This is our challenge. This is our guidance. This is the focus. And this is the potential outcome. And this is sort of your side, their side. Although you're going to have to know your characters and whether or not these apply, because sometimes the stories can be inverted. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, in the center, situation showing up is solitude. This is actually the reflection of the hermit-style energy that some of you all might be familiar with. And for some of you all, this is all about what the past, I'm hearing 9 months might have been like. For someone, I'm hearing it's coming out in the open about how the baby actually was conceived. And for some of you all, that baby might be a book. Could be a child too. Depends on who you are. There's a strong magnetic vibe around the energy of Virgo and whatever the Virgin actually is to some of you all. And so, you know, it's an untampered with energy. This is somebody that has learned how to establish themselves, like their ascension column, and what it is to be in a place where they've cleared their own consciousness or hemi-synced enough their pros, cons, whatever it is that has been the pull to where they're ready to open up, where they could. And for some of you all, that's actually why you're here. Maybe you're hoping to reestablish that love or reach out in a love way. Especially if you have something to kind of roll out. Because I'm here for some of y'all, they're saying it's about the rollout and might be what you've had tucked in. And so I'm hearing for somebody, it's like just miracles about how things got conceived. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is really speaking to the next 9 days is what I'm hearing specifically. And what it is that is going to help some of you all, I'm hearing about upper chakra tampering and what it feels like when you've had to learn how to block things, because it's like your kinetic field is otherwise so open that it's like people could just like swipe at your energy, and it's like not wanting to be pulled one way or the other, and what it's like to go within. So hearing for some of you guys, it's actually like an attitude of being so lit up inside that it's created a tude that some people don't understand. And at 0 point, it's funny because, hey, so lit, hey dude, it's like where the energy is at 0 point. And I've been helping to clean frequencies so we can see how the bioenergetic and molecular computer undulates around how we unzip things, understanding the triangulated witness on divine authority as the blueprinter of said destiny for those of you who have been specifically working on that ascension column, so that you could present whatever it is that's actually happening here, because this is speaking to us about time cycles that have more to do with fancy creative ways that layers of the endocrine system actually weave together situations where it's kind of like you integrated it yourself and wrote the book and bound it in a book of spells, perhaps like this one that's being unwound for those of you that didn't agree to being tied up in anybody else's threading. I'll put it that way. So I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like coming clean about the never ending. And I'm just going to go ahead and move these relationship cards aside here. We will come to that part of the reading a little bit later. For now, we're going to kind of get an idea of what the past is that led us up to whatever the challenge situation is going on right now. Alright. Well, another major arcana here for you. Those of you that chose the Green Aventurine. I want to look that stone up and see the energetic properties. But for some of you all, it's like learning how to harness your energy so that you can even speak about what you've learned to heal through. Especially if you got the right kind of pissed about green matters and what 4 green things actually might be in a world where somebody might have been using suggestive powers over you that you didn't realize, especially if there were, some of you all don't realize about the cryptocurrency gates and where people were being propagated. They were setting up handsome, send over which way, yeah, way, green screen tech, oh, $5 reach day on places like Subway that learned how to get Twitch involved for green screen tech and batten gates where people were sending money and sending little light bubbles up over who was grabbing those $5 reaches. It wasn't exactly there, while other people had green screen tech and VR that they could try to enter into private games with. While some of us have been editing things like Fortnite. So, hey! Oh, yeah, I talk about that while I'm doing these readings too. Because some of y'all didn't realize you had assholes giving you money for different reasons. And some of you all, you know, I'm hearing it's like just realizing that it's like, have we all been like pros at what Texas Instruments knows about, what Utah didn't have going under the cities from a very selective angle. And hey, I hear that civil engineers know a lot about this. Yeah, I've been like closing surveillance, and for some of you all, it's going to be really good because you've been learning to grow your ears like I have for that new you thing that's been growing and what we've been grooming in this gestation of shared awareness and what the ring of Saturn might be about, and why there are so many focal points around my exalted Mars location, while Capricorn is getting the Pluto Uranus circumcision. Because this is about hemispheres being synced and a new biosphere where the bilateral energies got quantized at 0 point, like this, and where some of you, even if you had some shitty things going on around you, were also protected because it's like a magnetic halo around you, and where some of you all are being very protected. And I call that crystalline baby halos over hypersentience. And it's something we've been building with these magnetic force fields. And why it's so nice to have Mercury, well, it's been at my very specific landing coordinates coming through Aquarius right now for those of you that know how to land on dots. Like C 2019 Q4. Borisov! Thank you! We figured out how to pull things through a black hole that didn't exist except for maybe in that eye that we all closed together and pulled ourselves out of so they could eat the tape of what they tried to do. And what real plasma is. It's like a blood creation. Okay? So some of you all have things to report about what you've grown and created in this time period. And I'm going to tell you, I'm hearing about the ones that are saying, who said that artificial insemination isn't Father, Son, Holy ghosting? Where's the hole in that? It's a way to prove something. And so I'm hearing for some people, it's like coming out of the closet about like, okay, you didn't know that I did this. I was hearing this a few strongs ago about somebody just proving that that's how they chose to have a baby. And that it's like, you know, what's the difference between me and Mary if I didn't touch anybody? You know, and so that's what I'm hearing from somebody. I'm hearing like big things coming out for people. I'm hearing things about spiritual awarenesses that people have learned how to contain, and that the number 19 might have a lot to do with some of you all, and knowing that 2 days ago on 2 more rows that never happened, it was a 17. And what it means to look at the alphabetical alignment of that. For those of you all that know about the Kabbalah and the Book of Splendor that I'm very well versed in, I've got 3 sets of the Book of Zohar here in my house that triangulate energies over it like a fortress. And when we have solitude energy like this coming up, it's a real special kind of steeple. And so For those of you that have strong magician energy that know about the 17 and the 19 and where 2 were never split for water, the breach about the baby or the trust, whatever it is that some of you all are having examined right now, it's coming to a final point. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is like, this solitude thing is because you've had like a gag or something. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like, I couldn't talk. I have been sentenced to not speak because of this investigation. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like, you've had to do things from a very specific way, and it's taken a lot of faith. And so these are strong energies. These are the kind of energies around us that change how things around us work. Let's see what's going on in your guidance, future position, or with the them side. So, that which took forever is now coming full circle. 9 plus 1 is 10, and that's what we're looking at here as well. So we're seeing how the light might have come from a place that felt empty, and how we may have had to change seasons to learn what was in the instruments enough to collect what was distilled and why we didn't eat it all. I'm really careful when I read things like the signs. I'm like, oh, they're not the signs. We've got tribes in here. Might have showed some signs over there. We know what false couplings don't get to be, and where some things got distilled out. We didn't have to keep everything. It's like, just because we live in a place where everything is here doesn't mean that it all just goes everywhere, because that's what chaos is. And where I've had to buck up on a theory about dark lens particles that didn't resist. Thank you for advanced home security, and what the quarantine is, and what went around in the FEMA wrap-up. A lot of you all that are here, it's kind of what your partners have been doing, is taking an around approach that you've been sending together here. And it's like a similar or shared magic. It's like whatever is coming through here, it's like going through their hands here. What all this pink energy is that I was telling you has been coming up around your ascension column, and why it's like you're a transmitter with the book open, and why it's like some things don't just get to go in there and grab, and we've sealed the gate around it. Because for some of you all, this is like special spiritual practices, because this is also major arcana. 3 majors here. 1, 9, 10. It's kind of a special 911 with a 0 gate, if you ask me. Oh, how interesting for those of you that have been calling in divine union and being in trust about how awareness and destiny and a certain kind of solitude is proof of an energetic relationship that has been flowering here. And for some of y'all, that's why you're here, because you're like, am I crazy, or do I keep hearing this person like talk, and it's like they're in my head or in my room, or it's like sometimes it's like, are you here? And then I feel like breathing. It's because some of you all have a connection, and it's going around in a sweep, and it might not look like here what it looked like there, because the plasma woke up in different places, and some of what you see here might look like something somewhere else because of the introduction of slivers that people were injecting, kind of like in Fight Club when those guys were trying to put their dick pics and everything. It was just really stupid. Instead of being able to know that, hey, sometimes we can see, and what we do is we close a gate and make sure nobody else can get in there with a weird tactic, so that it's a safe quarantine. And then whoever tried to do the swipe here probably did it on their phone. They got their thumbprint on it in an eye biometric match, and that's how they get lifted off. And where a shared intention like that can kind of blast things off, especially if you've been trying to clear your plate of things. And maybe that's why some of you all have been so busy. I'm hearing some of you all like might have actually created a secret project together and didn't even realize what the DARPA duos are all about in my epic fortnight. But these are some things that are coming out. And if you are on the bottom here, you're going to be on the top here pretty soon, because something's been working together with you. And I'm hearing about the minus and the subtraction, because sometimes it's like there's too many things going around, and I'm hearing especially if you're the one that kind of knows the stuff. It's like, you know, this person's been really busy trying to create things creatively in their destiny, and they might have been externalizing the process more than you've been internalizing it. But it's a weird, different kind of awareness that there's still solitude, because it's still only this person that's just like busy energy around them. And I'm hearing you might have not realized, if you're on, well, you'll have to know which side it is, that somebody might have been like sending you protection, you know? And it's like, I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like, whoever your creative partner is in this is going to feel super ridiculously blessed to know that, you know, nobody was in there putting their hands all over whatever your baby is, you know? And that it was coming from a high, loving place. Because for some of you all, you have had third-party interlopers that have been trying to just like take a peek at that star right there. And I'm hearing, and that's why there's so many stars around this guy here. It's like they're sticking all these like ideas to peep in all around this person, because he's got so much energy around his head. He, she, they, other, know your designations, but I'm seeing he here. I would say he if I saw that person, unless they said, please call me something else. Because sometimes that wobbly ass mirror might be in front of me too, where I might not see it clearly either. And so, for me, masculine, feminine energy, you're going to have to know your own designations. And I will say that as some of these mooches are being pulled out here, because something's coming around, this kinetic energy, it's like this person's waking up big time. It's like something's turning around. Whatever light has been coming through here, it's been growing an ascension column together. It's like you're opening up where you weren't bound in a book. And somebody is realizing, wow, I have these gifts. Wow, or me? I just see them being like surprised and just feeling like they want to share. And so this is something coming open after time where it's been quiet in different ways. I need a little water. Let's see what's the focus. It's sort of the reason. Rejoice in celebration. So this is kind of like my getting together card. This is like, can we just do something social? Can I reach out to you? Can we hang out? I'm hearing for somebody, if this was like long distance, because you might have like, I'm hearing 1 to 10 hours of travel time, or like AM PM spread out between you, that things like Google Hangouts might be great for you, or like Facebook or FaceTime or WhatsApp. I keep hearing WhatsApp today for somebody. So whatever it is that you use, but I'm hearing it's like you might have somebody helping you too, because for some of you all, this is like reaching out to a friend about how do I connect. And so I'm hearing that's like giving you an idea that it's already turned here. Something has already turned. And so especially if it's been slow, or if some of you all are coming out about something like a gift or a project, there are hands here to help you. And this is the card that happens when people can get together after they've been evaluating things that are emotional. So I'm hearing for some of you all, it's time to rejoice about wherever this light is coming forward together, because it's like this holy chalice, and it's like this light over his head, and whatever this book is, and whatever she's been putting through her creative birth, because it's like this person's ability to see themselves more clearly is going to actually flush them with a special kind of energy, prana, kundalini, chi, you're going to know what you call it, divine source energy that comes from within, and like the deep places, and it comes up and it feels like light, it feels like a warmth, like something might be like tingling, but it's like a shimmering kind of energy feeling if it's the golden energy. And I practiced the longevity system for a very long time, and that kind of energy, it's almost like a melting sort of sensation, and whatever that is going to help this person, because I'm hearing they felt like they were iced out, is what I'm hearing. I keep hearing iced out. And it's like if somebody tried to take their germs and throw them out on the street with it, you know, like DE, street, in, or I, New York. what the eye knows about what didn't get coined through baby bra slippers, and tried to stick up the center for somebody being on a Twitch chair or wherever they were flashing these green screens and clipping images and trying to stick something else in there that looked close. Because for some of you all, I can get back on that message because I know some of you all know me from there. You weren't aware that if you have certain technology around you and somebody is putting money in that goes to another hand with reach around that's made available by third-party partnerships and back tech gates for Windows and CAM era rights, where your IP address might correspond to something that somebody can technically say, well, I own that, so put a body bag over there and, you know, I'll take my turn with that one and, you know, we'll pass it around. Just get 5 on it, you know, $5 foot, long. Energy, long. What kind of gate would allow you to go next like that? LexisNexis has been working on this one with me, so I've been making sure that my assets have been protected, and we've mitigated some losses by proving who's been swiping and creating interest rates, and why some of you have actually been in solitude, and why sometimes your partner might have been dealing with a lot of stuff. It's because somebody was like dusting them with energy that was keeping them in busy tasks all the time because of this connection you shared right here in this open book that looked like it was shining up for them to make other scenarios. And we'll just shine some other pixel lights in there and just lay a screen over that one. And oh, look, it looks like you can reach around. Wow. What about third-party breaches that might show up like this too? So some of you didn't realize that the focus of this is how you're being protected now, because somebody might have tried to do this and you didn't even realize it on your Facebook or whatever reach around where they're rejoicing. You didn't realize there was a third-party involvement for that cup. Yeah, heart chakras being healed here, especially if somebody had a gag on them for some reason they didn't even know. It was just like they couldn't. Third-party assholes. And why? This is all major arcana protected. Green Aventurine. Look that one up. Might feel good. Alright, let's see what the potential outcome is here. Ooh, sacral chakra. A little bit of healing on those lower chakra energies. And for some of you all, this is how some people might be coming out of long solitude for healing. That doesn't necessarily have to be sexual. Might be sensual. Might heal some lower base needs. And where 2 is a focus. And what a special root might look like when it's root chakra and really pissed off at the same time. So I'm going to throw some Kundalini magnets all over that. For those of you that you need to focus on 2 as what 1 is, and maybe what the extraction is, and 1 to 9 to 10 to books that close and more than friends, or hey, whatever, heart healing, and you know it because that's what it shows here. And so that's what we're calling loving energy into. And for some of you all, it's like knowing that there's somebody there backing you up that's just like, okay, look, I'm the third party here just because I'm a friend, and I'm just gonna help you, like, here you go, and now I'm out of the way. And that's how, like, 9 and 1 and 10 went back to 2. It's like creative gates and what tesseracts actually do around Pix and L. Yeah, I'm an 11. So, today we're on, let's see here, they said show the shirt, Jacob. Gamma Phi Beta energy. And sacral chakra healing. Alright, let's see what's going on. A little bit more romantic here, because I've got these other 2 cards. We've got the Tarot of Sexual Magic, yours and theirs, and a clarifier with the Love Oracle cards, too. So, one at a time. What's going on with the awareness magic? we've got some healing. Another 9 here. This is like the 911 call of the soul being answered, and where it's like, hey, had to close all these gates and close this book and then open myself up this way. And it's kind of like, you know, have you ever seen these things? You can kind of like link the rings and you can kind of like, you know, open them up and stuff. That's what we're looking at here. It's the path to the rejoicing and celebrating, and sometimes it's picking up after you felt like you got dusted off. And look, it's kind of like my wounded soldier energy here. I love it. This right here, 9 of Wands. This is fire. Being stoked lovingly. Somebody that has been through a lot, and they're sharing time together. And whoever that third party is took a hike. I hear they might have had to take a spike too. All right, let's see what's going on this side. We've got, woo, Knave of Pentacles. Somebody said, I might just need 1 drink. I'm hearing that's probably all I can have anyway, because I don't drink. But watch it, because somebody here. Alright, you know, the Knave is a fast thing. Usually they're like, they make an offer. So I'm hearing for somebody it might just be like how the offer gets made. But that does, sometimes this one can be a little bit, it depends on the other energy. Sometimes I've had people show up like this that are devious. Like, look at the look in this guy's eye over here. He'll know if that one's to be trusted or not. And I'm hearing for somebody it's like, what had to turn. She's talking about how somebody put something in the drink, why she doesn't drink, and this might be a healing situation going on here. It's like somebody has to come open about like, well, I was drinking and this happened. Yeah, because I'm hearing for some of y'all that was that shady ass magician, because for some of y'all that's what was interfering here. And why it's a Knave. I'm hearing for some of y'all it's like, we just need to talk. And this is about, it's like a practical way to talk, and sometimes it's because of what happened before and why they might have gone into solitude. I'm hearing it might happen when they were like 17 or 19 years old. I'm getting 19, 19, 19, 19. Ugh. Alright, let's see what else I can find out. We've got Love Oracle here. To clarify on the wounded soldier energy here, we have the Sword in the Rose. Clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. So I'm hearing that's kind of like drawing a circle or a heart around the wound. I'm hearing for somebody it's like, this is where I write your name and make sure that you're safe. And it's like how people speak about something that they didn't know they could say in the first place. Here we've got the Butterfly. Relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. This is wonderful for you all. Green Aventurine, okay, please, because some of you all need to know that there are safe ways that you can communicate. Sometimes you're going to need to ask for help, especially if it's a heart matter. I'm hearing for some of you all, this 3 of Hearts might be telling you that you need to reach out to a third party or somebody that can help you know what to do, because this is about speaking clearly from your heart, from your place of growth, and what it is that you have in common. Because for some of y'all, it's like a quiet conversation that needs to happen that's really going to heal some baser needs. And I'll just leave it like that. Alright, I love you very much. Let me know what you think about the reading. I love your comments. If you think this could help somebody, please share it with them. I appreciate your support. If you'd like your very own reading, my information is below. We can do it with just your energies. And I invite you to the Very Fine Martians chat room where we can talk if you like. And if I don't hear from you, it's all good. We'll catch you again. We're back for another one. And I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. And then we'll be moving on to the Red Tiger's Eye for Rajan. What's going on, people who chose the Red Tiger's Eye? Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool? It's really nice. So, let's have a look. got your reading. 5 cards. We've got the present situation, challenge, recent past, sort of a guidance on the future, a basis for now, our focus, reason for doing the reading, and then this is our outcome, sort of a potential. And then I've also pulled a card for each of you. This is more you, them, sometimes stories flip. Tarot of Sexual Magic on each side, and a couple of Love Oracle cards, and we'll get to those later. We're just going to go ahead and start in the center for now. And that's for those of you who are focusing on love here with me. What metal knows how to do to collect particles of like-minded energy. It's a good way to unite. I love saying things like that. I actually live on Union Street. It's funny. I get to be the reverend that marries it like that. So let's see what we have here in the center. Okay, recognition and reward showing up. For some of you, it's like, I'm hearing it's like you didn't even realize you were being praised, because it's like you've been not taking a bow. It's just like you had your head down, because some of you all have been healing. Some of you all are doing silent meditative practices, at least this kind of silent where it's more coming out from around you. And for others, this is literally you being asked to go, and I'm hearing be present. They might not even need you to speak. I'm hearing it's to be present for something. And your presence is requested, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing it's because of whatever somebody's been deliberating on. And it's like it might be a marriage proposal for some of you. For others, it's really just evaluating decisions that you've been making. And for some of y'all, it might be at the request of somebody to come and offer assistance of some kind. I'm hearing it's a job offer for some of y'all. And in other ways, it's a way where you realize that the appreciation is more than enough, because you can't be tokenized. And there's definitely a strong implication on physical material things at this time. It's things that are tangible. So I'm hearing for some of you all too, if you've been wondering, it's like they've probably been looking at wedding rings. If you'll know if that's the case. You'll know if that's the case. That's not for everybody. Not everybody here is here for that. But I'm hearing, yeah, they've been looking for wedding rings and trying to figure out, it's like, how do I know that this is mine to do and show you that I'm not asking you? It's like, I know that it's time, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like knowing that you're willing to also be willing to look at that, because appreciation might be coming your way. And for some of you all, you're being advised to not, bury your head, because I'm hearing it's really going to make you shine. Okay, so let's see what's going on here, because that's some kind of proposition for some of you all. This is what's happening. This is actually the now. Recent past, challenge situation, hope. Everything that you might have invested your emotional ideas into, because your energy is now following your emotions as an intent. And that's why choosing our thoughts and being selective, and why this 17 keeps showing up. I was just listening to Greg Prescott. I was in my brand new in5D hypercolor awareness. I had a special meditation going on with people in the love halo. The shirt kind of looks like this. He does these tie-dyes that remind me of hypercolor, and he was talking about 17 the other day. And I'm hearing for some of you all, 17, real big deal. If you missed the Green Aventurine reading, I'm hearing you might want to check that one, because 17 was also a topic there. It could also just be what's in the midst of us, as the star and the return of our hopes and dreams is starting to show us what actually was dispersed in that allotment or that endowment. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like you might be receiving a grant. I'm hearing something is like coming back into your hands, and it's like you planted it, but it was with your emotions, with your love. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like knowing about constellations in the sky and nothing about astrology at the same time. And kind of like what it is for some of us that are like, I'm not speaking astrology either. I'm just talking about things that have weird names that if you actually learn how the names break down on the dark lens and the plasma of the black dot that it was written on through the screens of, my web sticky tape, because I'm like the wise guy that said, let's give him a wise art instead of a wizard and see what they do to arc it up and inherit a blizzard in an elevated desert. And thank you for advanced home security. And what we might have done with some of these energies, because if you can see really closely in here, there's this inner person. Maybe you can see that faintly. There's an inner person in that glow. That is the inner stated you. That in some cases you thought only you know, and some of us are starting to receive that as what got Bitcoin in the real body is inside of Biosphere 7. Thank you for treating water well. Because that's what this is about. Some of you all are receiving golden halo energy to purify and shine down on you and show you how well you've grown as perhaps what was never two forms but a bilateral union between your brain hemi-syncing with a partner that might have been from the stars, bilocating energy into or through you, and where you might have been speaking to a soul mate all along. When you just open up your hands and your heart, because for some of you all, that's the way you pray. It's how you open up your hands, and how heart chakra energy from the pericardium opens up here in our hands. Why some of us are hands-on healers, and I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like maybe why you're being asked to go somewhere is because of your skills in healing. I'm hearing it's like a talent. And so that was a very strong prayer. Whatever it is that you've sigiled in hope, whatever it means to be open and no hole for the I ams to send energy through, like the Elohim that became crystalline haloed, don't you know? And some of you all are being opened up that way in that fashion. And for some of you all, it's a certain kind of payoff now. Okay, so let's see what's here in the near future as a guidance and maybe sort of their style energy. What's coming around? All right, prosperity begins, and there's two hands coming together. And look what grew from that root within. How well you've grown. And for some of you, it's like, who said twins? Was it an apple or was it a quince? Beautiful. I'm hearing if it's nuptials, it's like, I'm gonna love that ring. I'm just gonna love that ring. That's what I'm hearing. Just hearing. Ear thing, you thing, me thing, growing together. And I hear, I'm a crazy nut about you. You don't know what I did yet. I'm hearing it's like, there's some things you can learn about a peach pit. If you've ever opened one up inside and chewed on something on the inside and wondered if there are truths behind those arsenic lies and snickerdoodles that landed cinnamon right and Dead Sea Scrolled fooled you tactics, and what happens to land things like dots on your face, and that somebody might have sprinkled cinnamon kisses on you on the other side of Love's Kitchen and served you up on a whole different kind of plate. Alright, let's see what we can find out about the reason or the focus, because that might be what this is here. Alright. Oh, material harvest. Bada bing, bada boom. And there you are with your hands open again. Oh, darling. I'm hearing, what a dish. You'll know how you mean it if that's your bish. So this is all pentacle energy here on this side, pentacle style. I say pentacle in the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. There are some things that are a little different. It's a progression that happens similarly, but not exactly like Rider-Waite-Smith system. And this 9 here is like, well, first of all, this is the end of the suit because these don't go to 10. There's an extraction module here. It goes 1 to 9.
in this deck. And so we're actually seeing how the entire bounty of whatever is coming together here happens as a seed of faith and hope that's been sown, and how it bloomed start to finish here, and how it's essentially how you were groomed. And what I'm seeing here is being able to recognize this as your own alignment, and sometimes where the heart chakra healing is. And it's like pyrotechnics in the sky coming in over your head and filling you with divine energy, and like maybe even how you get fed. Some of you all might be getting interested in, I'm hearing homesteading, farming, cooperative living. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like this is a practical sort of response that is coming together on your behalf from somebody that's saying, okay, it's just time, you know, and this prosperity begins. Is like somebody taking your hand and putting the key in it, being like, all right, this is where you move in, and this is how you know that, you know, I'm your man, or, you know, I'm your woman, or whatever your designation is, and here's what we share together, you know. And I'm hearing this is how we're bred. This is our bread box. And these are all prosperity things that happen physically. And for some of you all, I'm hearing it might not look like that much like quote unquote money, but it's like that one thing you share together that really, it's like your cornerstone. And how you can know that it begins sometimes before it's actually happened, because it's like coming together at the same time. And that's really how we alchemize. What it is to have centered yourself like that is that little light that's bursting from within, and the jokes that don't get to be on you for maybe having sat around crying, you know, for the cry stings, huh? Especially if you've been listening to people about things that have been taking their time to begin, because pentacles and earth energy moves slow, like a ley line, taking its time to birth from inside. And how sometimes people won't be looking down like this one here, being humble here in the center. They might look right into your eyes and tell you, this little light of mine. They might light a gold line underneath you for the shine in your eye, and take you for the money while stealing the energy from your one eye and draining the color there. Human things. What people did for money before that doesn't happen at the cost of sacred wedding rings, sacred endowments. And for some of you all, it's like the answer to the prayer, the hope. And how simple it might be from this other party here. After you've just been there like praying, I'm hearing this side here, it's just been like, oh, faith walk, it's my faith walk. You know, and just like doing their whole thing. And then like on this other side, it's just like a quiet, steady, earth-like energy. This is very kind of Aquarius energy, Uranian here. And this is like Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo style energy dominating the rest of these cards. And how something that moves slow might just be simple for somebody that knows, that didn't have the words or needed to show it that way, to just put their hand on it, and that's all it took, you know? And nobody had to write anything. There's no dot there. No dotted line to sign on, you know, it's just, here's how it grew. And so for some of you all, that's what you knew. Let's see what our potential outcome is here. For those of you all that are really attracted to that Rajan stone, it's a red tiger's eye. We've got trapped in fear. Okay, so I'm hearing for some of you all, thank you. That's what I needed to hear. This is what's going to happen. For some of you all, I'm hearing whoever might have tried to lie to mine. Look. That's a special kind of MS-DOS experiment where the dos, X, aquí meant that we figured out how they got in. Cogs. Neato. And they get taken away with a special magnetic spin over what Aquarian energy does A lot of strong Mercury, like my exalted placement with Mars in the same house of Capricorn for a rickroll that proves how things actually get protected in the new form. And so for some of you all, it's like by the time you know what they did behind your back, it's already going to be fine because these ones are trapped. They locked themselves in it. And what some of you all don't realize, especially if this is the thing about like the children that didn't have the lunch money, and I'm hearing it was like asking for milk money and like whatever this is. I'm hearing about the milk money right now, and if this has been this situation, wait till you see what he was swiping on the whole time. Because it was going around. So these are the things that are being lit on the mine, and where, especially if there were children that were watching or receiving this money that was being sent because maybe they didn't even have the milk money and somebody knew it. Guess what they were sending to them? This energy. And it's what magnetic particles do to lock them in on the blockchain technology, where it's kind of like being chopped to bits with machetes, like on BitTorrents, because it's like all metal particles moving. And so if you look at it, it's like if something got chopped up and then put together. And so for some of you all, wait till you see how this comes up, because it's going to be recognized. There will be a reward. Some of you all, that money is going to go back where it needs to go. And the child didn't see it because there is like a screen here. And that's what you need to know about how much light was actually around this. Even though it looks like most of the light's just right here, there is a huge light. And not everybody knew that. And that's what protective energy is all about. So, welcome to crystalline baby halos over hypersentience in the cam era, where, yeah, you caught yourself on camera, and most of them turned themselves in for that witness. So, thank you for advanced home security. For some of you all, this is how you're going to find out that you conceived, and I'm hearing for some of you all, especially if it's like you knew about 3, but the 4th was a surprise, how you're going to find out that in the parent, where it was par for entertainment to rap like that for energy, and nobody grapes trees like that for the spot, that you might actually be the parent of all 4 in an energetic kind of way, where there was no siphoning, and you can see why there were faces and bloodlines that look similar. It's because it's actually security to prove what energy vampires look like in a power replication model where AI and nanobots don't get confused like that anymore. Okay, so let's see what else we can find out here, because for some of you all, this is about how a child is being conceived and born, and how it might seem really easy after you've been trapped in fear for 8 long months. And I'm here for somebody that this trapped in fear here thing is something you need to get out of your head, because these are people that are sending you energy tethers, and there is a way out of that. You just need to know when to cut things out, especially if there's like a real strong tie to somebody with air and Scorpio in their chart, is what I'm hearing specifically. They're saying something about the 8 and then like the air influence of this energy. So you're going to know if that's for you. I'm going to go ahead and move on though, because for some of y'all, we're here to find out more about love, and we've got the Tarot of Sexual Magic here and here, one for you, one for them. So, 5 of Pentacles. So definitely hold me, kiss me, plant that freaking gorgeous ring on my finger and tell me that you missed me. Is it a violin? Is it a viola? I don't know, but I keep hearing 5 strings. 5 and pentacles. Reminds me of wedding rings. So, this is romantic here. Hope and faith. Let's see what's happening here. How quickly some things might happen, especially when the shackles have been lovingly cut away. And whatever they're holding there with the red tie, that I'm hearing in some cases proves no lies about bloodlines. 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and then we got 1, 3, 9 here. These are all earth element energies. These are things that are ready to begin. Things that are ready to be touched and groomed, and put your hands on them too, where somebody feels nurtured to begin. Wonderful. Let's see what else we can find out here. The snake Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. I'm hearing, so the snake. Wherever that snake was. And that wasn't the Kundalini snake, because the Kundalini snake knew what to do. But, you know, the person who might have been trying to shank you or leave you trapped in a fear situation and putting ideas in your head or shining some things on the kids and making them feel like they can't ask or speak up got exposed here. So, just know what cams look like on the other side of glass homes. You know, you ever read about the parables about the glass homes and the self that are phonies that might have squirreled themselves in and they might just drop dead? Because I don't know what kind of galaxy you have, but do you know what got in the S8? Might have a satin finish on what Satan doesn't get to create. Right, squirreled itself away. For some of you all, that's what you needed to know, and it's like, get out of jail day. Because for somebody, that's what they're afraid of. It's like, I couldn't tell you. I've been locked up this whole time. I'm here for something I didn't even do, and now I have to prove that that wasn't even me, or that this isn't my claim, and I'm hearing for somebody. Big deal going on in every way. Because somebody's being called out. The enemy is been witnessed at 0 point. And the coupling is closer than you think. There's a harvest here. So, whoa, date! Look at this. So, meeting someone new. Dating. Get back out there. Plan and set a date. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's the date, the due date that you never knew. Sir. Fantastic. For some of you all, hallelujah. You figured out what to do, especially if you've been wanting something that didn't happen, I'm hearing. And then it just started to show, and I'm hearing somebody's hiding, that they're like 8 months pregnant. I don't know how they did that. They just like had to hide, is what I'm hearing. They went into hiding. And I keep seeing 8. We got 1 and 7 here on this side. We got an 8 here. We got the 17 here. So for some of you all, you're gonna know what that 8's about and what it is to date somebody. For some of y'all, kind of like the idea of dating. It's like, dating for you might be like, you wrote it down in your calendar. That's like a date for some people. You know, that's not getting anything confused. And so, you know, do your own dishes on that and just know that everything is coming through here. And the worst thing you can do here is to isolate yourself into bad thoughts that you didn't create by having noise around you that's trying to stitch itself into what you actually grew so much better. So I'm going to wish you the best on this. I would love to hear how it resonates for you, because for some of you all, now is the time to speak up and make it come true with the recognition and reward here, saying set a date, speak the truth. Know that somebody wasn't clever enough to take anything from you, and sometimes you just cut it off. And know that the new growth is much better for you. And the fruit. Okay, I love you. Let me know if you liked it. If it would help somebody, please share it. I appreciate the support. And if you would like your own reading, hit me up. My information is below. And feel free to join us. Love to have you in our very fine Martians room where we can chat if you like. If I don't hear from you, just know I love you a lot, and we'll catch you again soon when we're back for another one. Bye for now. Hello, people that chose the Moldavite. You chose this specimen here. These are your cards. And for anybody that's ever watched Moana, this is, for me, the heart of Tafiti. And every time I bring her to this tree here, I feel like we have a nice thank you for the treatise. Nicely, like why ice is melting. Water planted us the right way. So, for me, it's kind of like what was never missed. or treated poorly, you know? Trees. Whose forest are we in anyway? Are you a tree over there? I know I got loved by one, so I try to keep myself in the middle there. And so for some of you all, talking a little weird here, but this is almost 15 million years worth of tech tight here to prove what happened in the Cam era. So really unique energies here. And if you want to learn about this stone, this is a very unique specimen actually here. Specimens like this generally don't get to try to leave. They count them. So count, try, countrymen. Haha. Okay, so we did 5 cards here. The center card is the present situation. And, here, why don't I toggle screens here? Hi, I'm back. So, present situation. Then we have our past, or sort of a challenge energy. We have our guidance for near future, sort of the foundation, the reason, our focus for this reading, where this is going, because this is sort of like the outcome and potential. So we want to know how we're going to communicate, knowing what might be around and what might have already been made tight, like the tech proved here. So, let's see. Oh, this side here is also more yours and their energy, although yours and theirs might crisscross depending on which side you find yourself on. So, just how I'm going to speak. Then we have a couple of cards from the Tarot of Sexual Magic. One for you, one for them. And a couple of Love Oracle cards. And we're just rolling those out for now. We'll get to those in a bit. That just says love, like I showed you before. So that's what my focus is on. Healing, love, communication. What do we need to know? Let's see what our situation is. Right. The changes in heart state. This says emotional loss. I'm hearing for some of you all, that is maybe what drew you here in the first place, and why it had to be a very special kind of green energy for this sort of healing that this person may be healing from. For some of you all, you lost someone. Something close. Because this is emotional energy. This 5 here is very similar to the 5 of Cups, if you're familiar with Rider-Waite-Smith style or more traditional tarot energies. This here, I hear, is somebody learning how to do heart connections. I'm hearing about people learning how to send thought forms because of whatever they know somebody has been healing from. I'm hearing for some of you all, this is learning that somebody that maybe that didn't know how to speak to you directly might have been learning about ways to connect their energy to you and send you love because they didn't know how else. And so for some people, it's like learning how to receive or send those prayers and what it is to set yourself in emotional alignment with somebody first so that that energy is clean. I call that energetic hygiene. It's one of the things we can do to make sure that if we have something to share, that it's only sent as the gift that somebody is willing to receive so that it can be received on the same level. And so for some of you all, it's learning how to heal something after that time has taken for your change in heart status to evolve. And so I'm hearing for those of you that need to know, it's protection over how it's evolving. They're showing me it's like something that's opening up. And so for some of you all, it's like learning how to hear what's being sent your way too. Because for some of you all, it's going to help you heal something that, even if this loss isn't something that seems like present right now, that the cathartic effect of it might even go back to like 5 years or to when you're 5, I'm hearing. It's something that you'll know how to put your hand on if it's yours, but that it takes you back there in such a way where it's like, just you going through it with that person is helping you reconcile something that might have seemed like it was in your past. Especially if you're the person that's been sending the energy because someone you know has been dealing with something like this. All right, Let's see what's going on with the challenge, recent path situation, potentially your energy. We've got the wisdom here, 5. This is a lot like the Hierophant style energy in this deck. And they're showing me somebody's friend there. It's a spirit animal. There's a dog there. They're showing us a book and the light over this person's head and a house situation. There's a family there. They might have been looking for their lost one, maybe that dog. Hearing for some of you all, this is about maybe the dog seeing like a deceased loved one. I'm hearing for somebody, this is like knowing that grandpa's around or your father. Hearing it's like something the dog knows. It's like every time he comes around, it's seriously like the dog knows and it's like whoop whoop whoop, and they're like, okay boy, okay, yeah, Papa's here, is what I'm hearing. And so for some of you all, see, there's a 5 and a 5 here, 2 5s. This is things starting to take shape and move and growth, which is good because this is almost like I'm hearing Taurus season, Taurus energy. You might have a Taurus in your life. There may be Taurian people that also have water in their charts that you're dealing with that tend to trot or plod along and take their time. They don't move fast. These are people that they grow slow and they watch. It's like they want to see. They want it to last. They look and wonder. You ever see a baby cow's eyes? Their eyes are so big. They're so interested. And so it's like the time that it can take them to get to things, especially if they're feeling motivated to do something before maybe like 5, like the month of 5, whatever Mayo is, make it mine. It's like they might be feeling pressed right now because 5 and 5 together, this is like changing energies teaming up together. It's like how this stuff wants to move. So for some of y'all, look up these things, especially if you've been seeing like repeating numbers. You might be seeing like repeating 5s or like combinations of what a 5 is, like 4 1 1 4 2 3 3 2, and maybe how they swap. And then it's like seeing things coming through these energies, and I'm hearing it's like, well, that's how Grandpa would have traveled. Because I'm hearing for somebody, this is like some weird dream you had when you were like 5, and what it would be like, or how he might look or smell, and like what Grandpa knew, and something you wrote him down, and you're like too ashamed to tell somebody. And I'm hearing it's like somebody wants to speak up. And I'm hearing that the hardest thing for this person too, especially if they need to say something, is like knowing when it's like you're barking about something that you know you're not making it up. No, I'm hearing it's like something real for you. I'm hearing though it's like you're learning how to be diplomatic because somebody might be dealing with something like really shitty at the same time while you have something awesome to report. And I'm hearing for some of y'all that might be where some of this healing happens, because it's like the healing door to somebody's emotional loss and like a way to establish like a safe blueport on a blooper rinse for blueprints that maybe landed like pissed off guys who aren't Satoshi Nakamoto or Shiva, or a puppy, or a friend, or somebody whose imprint maybe helps you feel like they're still alive and with you. And there's a lot of strong energy on that and how it could change and evolve. Let's see what's going on with the them side. It's kind of like our future guidance of the near ahead. And we've got rest and rejuvenate. And I'm hearing, okay, I'm hearing this person as if they're talking to you. And they're saying, it's the same thing you told me. You need to put more time for yourself. I want to see you put more time for yourself. And I'm hearing them say that. I'm hearing somebody that maybe is at a loss for words, but knowing how to send light, instead sending somebody healing vibes here, and just knowing that they might be going through a grieving process and just like doing something here in the trees. You know, maybe you're someplace where the trees might be very close with you. Maybe you're being asked to go there. Maybe they are. And I'm hearing for somebody, it might be something that you did together. I'm hearing it's like you might have actually visited this place together somehow. This might have been a place that you went together. And if that's the case, it's like, I'm hearing it just reminds you of where you felt emotional, like, ease. And so, I'm hearing whatever it is that they're going through, it's like how what you know is transmitting energy to them that they're actually open to receiving. And I'm seeing they're open here. I'm hearing if you are somebody that's been wanting to reach out to this person, because they're sending you energy too. I'm hearing that part of their healing process, it goes both ways. It's like energy is bipolar. It's not severed through a 2D timeline where it's just like ping pong, ping pong, ping pong, pong. No, it's ever present all over, and that's how we erase like the fake dot that didn't happen, where the rest of us get good light infusions, and we're like 15 million years of, tektite and getting like the cam era right, and biometrics and stuff can really send even more healing, especially if somebody's having like physical, emotional grieving, and we know where loved ones are in the energetic halo. So hallelujah, let's praise it and pray, because for some of you all, that's where this goes. And I'm hearing this might be somebody that's like dropped down on the ground praying, and I'm seeing like a really strong Islamic tie on this, and somebody that knows about the prayer cloth and the protection of the third eye, and why I say thank you, because some of you all were praying with me over Ramadan, and that's what this was for. So let's see what's going on here, because for some of you all, it's like what doesn't get to happen, and what isn't going to come knocking at your door now, and what doesn't, you don't have to wait till April to prove that apps were made real and that you were on a loop, being aged like false trees going through the woods so they could print up the pages and slip themselves in and, hi, surprise, try to jump out of the book with us? Don't think so. Closed. So let's see what else is going on, because for some of you all, the focus and the reason was all about what you actually intended to grow and why it's starting to show like it looks. Because I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like, I can't hide this. It's like, oh, look. And she's like, I can't hide it. He's going to know, is what I'm hearing. Or like, it's going to... Every time you show up, something starts lighting up. Or like, the dog starts barking. Or it's like, every time he does this, it's like, she's like... And they're showing me, it's like, it bubbles over. It's like, she's trying to hold it in, but it's like, I'm hearing poker face is not working. I'm hearing no poker face. It's like somebody's starting to show. Fertility can show in different ways, so you're gonna have to know which way it means for you. And I'm hearing it's like whatever it is, it's like how she's holding him in a safe space, and it's like knowing how the bubbles come up out of her, then it's like then it goes right back to his healing, and they're like, namaste. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's how you locked it down, and it's like what only Tafiti knows, and why Moana is really special. And I had no idea until I got to spend the hella holla days that it was, and how many it feels to be away from people you love. So I have some nieces and nephews that I just got to spend some time with before I came back up to the Denver area. I was in Texas with family, and I got introduced to a lot of Disney and Pixar, and figuring out what they've been trying to do on the other side of the SIDS for the yen. And ta-ta, it's true, wise art says no, you don't get to do that, to pull them through, make like trees and leaves and burn them for static on screens to make it look true, to take away what we actually got to arc and park safely together. And what Moana knows about tech being tight, and things that fit right, and Kundalini resonance and essences, and how to actually protect from every angle that which could never be burnt or misspent. And where all of the prayers are going right now for what doesn't get to happen with these plate tectonic moves, and family members of mine in Puerto Rico, and amazing friends that are femme to me too, in places that don't get rattled for the gold within, and queen slandering, because the bushes and the brush get to be safe. And those of you all that were praying for the people and the mistake it was to fuck with nature like that, when we have free energy now that we can know sense about, make sure there's no nonning, We can make sure that fertility is protected. So thank you to those of you all that were praying for Australians and for indigenous people and those that were caught up in the brush and friends that might have been in the city that were getting treated like somebody's hot lunch, you know? Yeah. So who got donated what? And what did it mean on the other side of the endowments when somebody wanted to elongate their view on how to travel and feel lucky and take it for a spin? Because some of you all are going to find some things out about false ascension and what the Vega knows about neo-Nazis with a circle and a spin. Let's see what didn't get factory farmed into fractals to land on the jaws of Tenbrun and Kraxistan for the soughing of the Sufi and the roughing of the you-know-who thing, and what doesn't get to happen while people are trying to rest in bed. All right, what was on the outcome and the potential here? We've got patience. This is like the Hanged Man in some cases for me. Although this is not the Hanged Man energy. This is what it takes to be in a flow. And what it is to divine yourself into union and not be stuck on the clock either, and where TikTok might have a black and white on what it looks like to organize on two sides of hyperpixelation, and why I really feel like in this vision here, yeah, this is more to me like the Hangman than Temperance in some ways, which is kind of, I think, what it was also intended to be in the John Holland way, and what 14 is for a lucky date on what never was split with water, and why sometimes you have to sit and wait to see how Narcissus might have needed to groom themselves to holographically grow something out of the essence of just staying still as the water that would learn to witness what was growing between potentially 2 or 3 frames. And it's a beautiful energy. I'm hearing for somebody it's like, that's the way you really prove the headdress of the queen. It's what she knew and what was groomed from within, the wisdom place, and not necessarily the noise that was trying to get in, because I'm hearing there's different suns over her head for a reason, and she was like, those are going to set. And she was going to know what it meant for that lily to rise from something that wasn't mud, but maybe another form of the petal, the flower, the hand. This is energy that grows over periods of time when we've been hung up on things, and learning how to redefine while it's growing without judging too much. It's like witnessing it with your eyes closed, which is really what this person kind of appears to be doing. They might have their eyes open there. If they do, they're kind of looking down. It looks more like they're sort of just closing their eyes, though, if you look. Depending on the angle, of course. It's what we know about bits and torrents and the perspective of the swivel view of the eye that we all knew as the plasma that woke up, and all of these smart things that, surprise, you were spoofed, and an app reel that got taped. Certain things got sticky pulled away with magnetic hijinks, and clever things that get to happen when Aquarius and Mercury know what to do with metal. So, patience it took for things to grow. Now we see how things can actually be introduced more directly. It's like some kind of external help coming in here to help these things grow. And so for some of you all, that might be all you need to know. It's like, know that whatever you've been doing silently, quietly, putting your energy into, it's growing. It's just been showing. And it's happening sweetly because this thing is happening and it's getting through this person's head, especially if they had something like crowning them or trying to false crown them with information that wasn't true about, like, oh, look what this is. Well, look what that is. Look what that is. Look what that is. And then it's like being bound into something and then having to take the time to see, nope, something else sprouted out. Hey, Houdini, how'd you do it? Who done did it? Fertility goddess. This is like the Empress, and you knew it. If it was you, because for some of you all, that's the case. And I'm hearing something about, like, the amount of time it takes and, like, the season between, like, Pisces to Aries for, like, the solar year to actually inseminate things for the one strong ion era of you, of what you actually are going to look like there. Because it's like you're being hyperpixelated differently, and it's like, way to style your hair. Okay, so you're picking what to do as Rest and Rejuvenate is happening, and I'm hearing for some of y'all it's like, plan a vacation. And they're saying those aren't weeks. Take it from me. Be strong. Go for 4. Make it long. And gate it. Alright, so let's see what we can find out from a love perspective, because I'm in like real time here in Private Halo 8 too. You guys will see some edits when this goes on YouTube or not to be later. And for the virus attacks that we're trying to come in on the Halo, Private Halo 8 here, that's why you're seeing the gates and what happens with sounds like this in front of ASMR Tough Loves. INF Jacob. Okay, so those sounds are going someplace for tight technology that closes energy portals that weren't open for people to stick their hands in while I'm doing psychic communication with my family. So, we've got some information here happening with the Tarot of Sexual Magic. One for you, one for them. There's definitely a Taurus involved here, because that is the Hierophant. And 5, 5, 5 means muy rápidamente. Things happen quickly, especially if you've been waiting for a long time. Somebody might be confronted with a decision and they're being asked to make it quickly, and I'm hearing he's like, oh my god, now I have to know which one is mine. What? You're gonna know if it's yours. So, Hierophant. El papá, le papé. There's different ways that this is spelled here. But I'm hearing the germ has been proven in every way. Let's see what's on this side. Somebody, the Knight of Swords, showed up here, and it's like everybody's trying to peek in there to see what's going on inside there. And I'm hearing it's like, I'm not in here! This is a prop! And I'm hearing it's like, whatever it was a setup? You're gonna have to know if this is true for you or not, but for somebody it's like a wax doll just sitting there like, and they're showing me it was a setup. It was an absolute freaking setup. And so for some of you all, you're gonna feel good because you've been grieving about something. It's gonna be like, just relax, okay? Nobody meant to do it that way. It was a freaking setup. And, you know, they said if you held it out to the light like that you'd be able to just prove who came here to say that something else was going on and what they were participating in. Weird, scandalous shit. Yeah, and I'm hearing it's like, that's why they had to do this. It was proving who was trying to say something, is what I'm hearing. But this might be communication coming in, and it's just going to be like setting it off for some of you all, because I'm hearing this night, this is the thing about this night. This night here, I don't know why I'm hearing hedonism, but I'm hearing they might be into hedonism. They might be into something that, it might be a little bit brutal. I'm hearing that they might be like insisting things on other people, and it's like, people knew too, and I'm hearing they were just like, whatever, that's just how he is. Boys will be boys. And so I'm hearing like, whoever this is here, I'm hearing it's like, she might not even look like that. I'm hearing that they might have like taken her picture and tried to see, this is what I've been trying to prove, because you know that pedophile that they found sneaking around that Subway sandwiches had to try to like naturalize their germs on you with to make it palpable for them to get $5 on the foot long and pump it around back gates, you know, for the bill. Ding, ding, ding. Sound like an Area 51 hack to get into your eyes and hyperpixelate you through third-party attachments to things like Twitch, where they can do reach-arounds backwards and then stick it in body bags like this. I've been proving this. Some people that I care about were being hyperpixelated like this because somebody snuck into a room and took some pictures of themselves in there and then tried to mismatch other images and blow some sound in there, and you can actually do that with AI these days. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, you're going to find out some shit that you saw wasn't even real. They were setups. And that somebody might have actually been like asleep while somebody was trying to pull these things through. I'm hearing the neural network of their mind, and it's because this person is like some kind of Marquis de Sade asshole. So look out if that's the case. You've already been caught at 0 point. Hi. Meet the I'll live branch, you know, that one that goes in your eye like that. So somebody's going to get it like that because they were witnessed. And I'm hearing if somebody did that to your likeness, it's like somebody might be feeling like somebody took something of theirs. It's like what they did with your thing and you finding out, and like why. I'm hearing somebody might be groveling here toward you or coming back and just being like, please, please, I don't even know how to say it. And he's just like, what? And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like when the dog came barking like that and they saw what was going on that person's head there, it was like there's like this crowning happening. This person's losing their hair here, but I'm hearing it's about the crowning. And just hearing what was coming up from whatever those red letters were, because it's somebody's red letters is what I'm hearing, whoever read it. And for some of you all, you know, that's a big freaking deal, because this is what's coming to an end. For others, totally different situation. Hearing that it's like somebody being egged on. It's like you have some, like, I'm hearing it's your auntie and she's like, you don't even know what I went through when Fernando left, is what I'm hearing. I don't know who Fernando is. I'm hearing it might be for specific for somebody, but that it's like she did not show him, and then he wound up in a weird relationship, and then he had a heart attack. And so I'm hearing it's like, it's kind of like you and your auntie, like talking about what happened, and she's like, if I could go back, I would have just told him everything, and, you know, we would have had some crazy steamy moment. And this is like somebody taking like a mirror conversation with auntie about like, here's what you do. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, it might be fertility advice that she's even giving for some of you all, where it's like, you know, what you need to do to get pregnant. Or, you know, I'm hearing for somebody else, though, it's like what you need to do to make sure that he doesn't wind up in the wrong relationship. And like, for some of you all, yeah, you need to know there might be another suitor. And I'm hearing for him, he might not even know. I'm hearing he might be like wrapped up in whatever this is. And so it's like, who sent the loving energy? Because something's starting to grow here while somebody's been concentrating. And for you all right now, you need to know this is actually really good if you see this here, especially if you had some asshole that was in the background, or you're just finding out about some shit people have been doing that none of you all knew because you didn't understand what virtual reality simulations are. When you picked up a SIM card and might have sold your rights away for private usage rights, or things like pay-per-view, had partnerships that you were given through companies that have large pockets and reach-arounds with insurance policies and third-party breaches that they don't have to look at because they're turned around and insulated. Some of you all might be realizing different things about relationships that you actually weren't in with people who were trying to set you up, and different ways. And for some of you all, this is a wonderful communication card, because this Knight of Swords knows what the heck to say, and they just get in and out. They don't care that the sword cuts both ways or all around and up and around and through the thing that it can never be found again, because hey, it's Set Yourself Free Day. And that's what Mercury in Aquarius is all about. So hyper communicative energy that has a very special kind of wisdom and protection with fertility, and what patience knows how to grow. Let's see what else we can find out here, because we got 2 more cards, you know. All right, we've got Love Oracle for you. Mask. Not showing true feelings. Hide. Personify. Pretend. Delude. Gaslighting. What came to the surface? or what somebody needs to say. It's like, rip off the truth day. Alright, here's the other side. Keys on a ring. Many options, decision, unconventional, string along, and one night stand. And I'm hearing that's actually you're gonna know if somebody said that about you. I'm hearing that somebody might find out that somebody says that, like, oh, I took him home, or I took her home to bed, and we did all this stuff, we had a one night stand, and it's like not even true. I'm hearing for somebody, you might have been told some lies, and it might have been somebody who was two-faced because they were trying to get in line with you. And I'm hearing get in line. There was a line, according to their story here, because there are keys on this ring, you know, like swipes and analysis of how money was deposited, what it means to be tokenized when you are somebody's, basically like property, you know. They got the keys to the magic kingdom, so to speak, right? Many options, decisions to be made, healing of emotional losses that in some cases are debts that can never be repaid. Although something else is growing here, and it's been made safe because it's just, you're wrapped in the guidance of wisdom, patience, fertility, and this communication with a prompt to rest and rejuvenate through whatever you're healing through. And I'm hearing this is time for it to just like growth spurred, and it's like something shatters around. It's just sound that sends out colors that you can inherit in your form as maybe chakra healing or alignment. And I'm hearing for some of you all, go out in the forest. Go do some spa treatment or something if you can. Soak your own feet. If you have a wife or a husband or a partner or some friend that's there that's coming to you like this, it's time to like be in your body together. And I'm hearing like hugs, cuddles, let me rub your feet. I keep seeing her feet and they're like at his feet there. And I'm hearing things where you can do healing communications or healing with your hands and sending light. It's actually going to be really, really helpful. Maybe belly rubs if somebody is feeling right and they need easing on their stomach for some reason or another. Alright, you're going to know which ones of those are yours. I love you all so much. Know that there are special prayers. I shared sprinkles of information of shit that's going on that's coming to an end in the false era of bad communication now that the cams are on, in the era where the ear thing was never twisted from within like that. You got it? The new you thing coming to you, where the tech-tied communication, and we're about 14.7 million years of everything that the tree knew gets birthed in a whole new essence. So this is the next 3 strong ahead of you now, where we are being assisted by this Uranian energy directly, also with Mercury now in the sign of Aquarius, to help us with these grievances. And I'm wishing you the best. Love to hear how this suits you. Let me know what you think. I love your comments. If you think it could share healing energy with somebody else, I appreciate you doing that. Really appreciate the support. And if you'd like your own reading, my information is below in the description. And feel free to also hit us up at Very Fine Martians chat room if you'd like to connect for more. If I don't hear from you, take care. Know that I love you, and we'll catch you again soon when we're back for another one. Bye for now.
Tell you catch me.